Today I am going to narrate the story of Sodom and Gomorrah. Long ago, in the ancient land of Canaan, two cities stood tall in the valley of Jordan. Sodom and Gomorrah, fertile and wealthy cities, were lush like the garden of the Lord, but darkness feasted. With their beauty and richness, these cities were without the fear of the Lord. The people turned from righteousness to earth, justice, violence, pride, and whole they became their waved. Life these streets were occurred with lust, not with the songs of praises. They rejected the strangers and they delighted in sins, freedom. And in Ezekiel chapter 6 verses 49 to 50 narrates, now this was the sin of your sister Sodom. She and her daughter were arrogant, overfed and unconscious. They did not help the poor and needy. They were haughty and did detestable things before me. Therefore, I did away them as you have seen. When the angels hear the cries, saying, the injustice, the oppression, and so Yahweh came down to it himself. One hot afternoon, Abraham sat by the entrance of the tent in their own goose of Mamre. As he looked up, he saw 3 men standing there. They were not ordinary travelers. They were the messengers from the heaven. One was the Lord himself, and the other two was the angels. And Abraham ran to bow down the ground and said, my Lord, if I feel favor in your eyes, do not pause your servants, and let the little water be brought, and then you won't wash your feet and rest under this trees. Let me get some food to refresh and then go on your own. The peoples agreed, and Abraham ran to make food for it. And he was happy to serve the heavenly guest. After this, the Lord came to Abraham and spoke, the outcry of the Sodom and Gomorrah is great. Their sins were very greediness. I will go down to see all that has been done or not. And only the angels went to see, and then Abraham said, will you sweep away the righteousness with the wicked in splendid? Suppose if there is 50 righteous, will you still destroy it? The Lord said, if I find 50 righteous in Sodom, I will spare the whole space for their sake. Abraham said, what if there is 48, 45, or 20 or 30? The Lord said, each time I will not destroy. And Abraham returned to his tent with heavy hearted. The angels came to Sodom, and there sat the Abraham's nephew away of the city. He liked to live in the Sodom, but because of the fertility, but because of the wicked people, he didn't live. The Lord wash your feet, and he bowed down and said, Lord, wash your feet and rise to continue to be journeyed. And he brought the angels into home and gave a feast for them. Before they gone to sleep, a terrible sound occurred, strange and the Sodom. Young and old from every part of the cities, they shouted and said, where are the peoples? Was a violence, immortality. The Nephilim came out and said, do whatever you want to do to me, but don't do to them. I will bring them out. I have two daughters and one man. I will bring them out. Do whatever you want to do. The crowd became anger. The two angels came out, and their divine power, they struck them out of suddenly blindness. They were unable to find the path. The angel said, do you have anybody here, the son in law or anybody? Because the Lord is gonna destroy this place. Nephew ran to call the son in law, but they so confidently and wickedly, and only he brought the wife and daughters out of that city. The angel ran to the mountain, and there, I won't be able to climb mountains, he said. I will go to a small city nearby. and the town was called Zion. And they went to the town and stayed. Then it happened. God sent the fire and destruction to Sodom and from the heaven, not just only the Sodom, but also the Gomorrah. The sky returned to red, the earth crumbled, the people cried out, but it was late. But as the follower, the wife, turned back, she looked to the city. Her heart still was bad, and at that moment, something began to change. Her skin was changing, and she became the pillar of the salt. This is not a story of a patient. This is the story of patient justice for those who listened to God and went back of God. Yes, ma'am.